Good morning, or good afternoon, or whatever time you're watching this, if anybody's even watching this at all. If no one's watching this is pretty much useless. I don't know why I'm doing this. But, haha, I have more pops than you. Or not. But I'm guessing that I do. Haha. This is This Week in a Nutshell, Part 3 for, the February 15th. That's the only day we're covering today. Yes? Okay. So, in my last video, I haven't uploaded yet, huh? Oh well, in my last video, we talked, which was about the, 12th to the, not the 12th, I have no, 10th? I don't know, this week. Hold up. It's not the right calendar. Yep. My calendar is 2018. It's still in November. No idea what the date is. So probably 10th to the 14th. We covered similar triangles, adjacent. Should probably write this stuff down. I don't have any scratch paper left. Oh well. We'll use this one. Review. Review. So, this is from the 10th to the 14th. This is the review. Opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse. It's the stuff we covered. So say from angle A, this would be the opposite. And this, since it's across from the right angle, that's the hypotenuse. And this is right next to the angle A, so that's the adjacent. Yay, we found out. Okay. And we did trig ratios. Yay. Sine, cosine, and tangent. Yay, we did those. Review part 3. Missing side lengths. I mean, this one wasn't that hard. It's not much. So, say this is x, and you know this is like 12. This is 10. That's 10 degrees. Then, what would that be? So, obviously, this would require cosine, because cosine, I should probably label these. So sine is opposite or hypotenuse. Cosine, adjacent or hypotenuse. Tangent, adjacent. Now, under opposite. I've saved myself. So tangent is opposite over adjacent. So what would this be? Give you some time to think about it. Equals. Yeah. 12 over x. So you would do this by x over cosine 10. X over cosine 10. X equals 12 over cosine 10. You input it into your calculator. Here, there's a calculator. So you would do cosine. Nope. No, you would do 12 divided by cosine. It would be like that. 10. Boom. But your calculator's already different. So if you want to see how to do it, go to the last video of this past week in a nutshell part 2. February 10th through 14th. That's the last video. But I haven't uploaded any of these, so that's going to be the title of the last video. Yay. Boom. Look. And you always And in Fuji, we round to the nearest tenth usually. So 12.2. Yeah, we all got that right. She didn't. And then yesterday, we learned how to do inverse trig ratios. Sorry, my voice is horrible. So sine, inverse sine, cosine, inverse cosine, and inverse tan. You can call that tan. And then, say we use this one, right? Except we're looking. So now we know that this is 12.2, but we're looking for this one now. That angle. It's not going to be completely accurate, but so what we use, give you some time to think about that. Yeah, sine. So since this is angle B, we're going to label that angle B. Sine of B equals, I'll give you some time to think. Okay, move on. 12 over 12.2. So this is not going to be completely accurate because this is, x is about 12.2. So it's not going to be completely accurate, but so the measure of angle B equals inverse sine of 12.2. Give you some time to put that into calculators. You can see me do it right now. Give you some time to press the enter button. Boom! It's about 80. So it was pretty accurate. Okay, time for today's lesson. This was Friday, 2/15. That's the date. Today, we learned solving right triangles. Now, if you watched the last video, you know how to solve what solving right triangles is, but if you didn't, oh, you're just saying this would all go in your notebook. Oh yeah, so if you want some practice, 22-4 to solve a right triangle means, okay, don't open your notebook. See if you can if you remember it. Can give you a couple seconds. Thought of it? Okay. So it means to find all the side lengths and all the angle measures. Woo! S. That's what it means. That's what we're going to do today. Okay, just a quick side note. You don't have to write this in. Quick note. The minimum... I don't know how to spell minimum. Well. Minimum. That's how we're going to spell it. That's probably wrong. The minimal info to solve a right triangle is either 2 side lengths or, listen, or 1 side length and 1 angle measure. Make sense? I guess. Okay, so if you're going to solve for 2 side lengths, right? 2 side lengths. If you only have 2 side lengths, you can use the Pythagorean Theorem. and then you would use like tangents to find out the angles. Remember that. Or if you have this one side length and the one angle measure, you would use the sine and cosine of this angle. And then you would, yes, you go to try, if you calculate it, try to avoid using calculated lengths or measures because because we round them, right? And rounding is not as accurate. To find side lengths. Oh yeah, this part you copy down in your notebook. Use Pythagorean theorems. That's number 1. Give you some time to copy that down. Next part. Use trig ratios. And you know what those are? Cosine, sine, and tangent. But we know that. And this is with one angle measure and one side length. To find angle measure, use inverse trig ratios. And we all know what those are, right? So just copy that down for a second. You can pause. I'm gonna move on. Inverse of cosine. Inverse of sine and inverse of tan. And the second way you can do it, triangle sum theorem. That's all the notes. Let's give some practice problems. Well, won't we? Give 2 practice problems because this video is a bit long. Okay, say we have to demonstrate, okay? That was a horrible triangle. Okay. This is going to take some time to solve these. We have angle A in triangle ABC. We know this is 20. We know this is let's make this 8. The hypotenuse is 8. Okay, you can pause and solve this, and when you're done, you can watch me try and solve it. Hence the word try. Okay, pause. I'm gonna do it. Okay, you have 2 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi to pause. Okay, I'm gonna start. 20, so sine 20, and then since it's sine, right, we're gonna go BC 8, yeah. Let's divide both sides by 8, and BC equals 8 times sine 20. This is the minimum work requirement to solve a side length when you're doing a triangle like this. Okay. And that's about 2.7. We're going to round to the nearest tenth because that's what we did in class. And then the cosine of 20 equals AC over 8. Multiply both sides by 8. I'm sorry, my handwriting is real messy right now. And that's about 7.5. And if you only thought we were solving for the side lengths, now we gotta solve for this angle measure right here, angle B. We're gonna use triangle sum theorem. So 20 plus measure angle B plus 80. 90. It should be 90. 110 plus measure angle B equals 180. You should have got measure of angle B is equal to 70 degrees. Okay, practice problem number 2. Haha, this is a different practice problem. Now you have to solve for this. So we're going to have this leg going to be 7. This leg is going to be 2. Okay. You're going to have to solve for these and this. That should be a double. Those. Okay, you can pause. Give me 2 seconds to pause. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, pause. Okay, so I'm gonna do the work now. Since these are opposite, and since these are legs, and we're gonna do angle D first. So the tangent of D is 2/7. But since you don't know D, you gotta solve. So measure angle D equals inverse tangent of 2/7. Let me do that real quick. You should have got 16, about 16, because you always round to nearest degree. Then we go tangent E, which equals 7/2. And then the measure of, oh, you can't see that. Measure of angle E equals inverse tangent of 7/2. And then if you solve that, you should get 74 degrees, about 74 degrees. You guys get that? Okay, we're gonna move on. So next we would use the Pythagorean Theorem. Let me show you the minimum work requirement. So these are the minimum work requirement in order to get full grade, full points. So you do this. Actually, no, you should probably write the equation out before substituting. So you do this to this, and then you just square root, and then you can use your calculator. See? Wait, hold up. See? Root 7 squared plus 2 squared, parentheses, about 7.3. Okay, guys. So you see all the answers. If you guys weren't here today, let me check out the homework. So this is page number 1. Take a screenshot of that and that. This is 9.6 homework. Take screenshots, pause and take screenshots if you need to. This is 8-3, and this is the only problem on this page. You actually have the graph, so you get full points. Okay, so that was this week in a nutshell, part 3. You can look at these. Okay, yeah, I don't know why I did that. So this is Renvu signing off. This week in a nutshell, part 3.